Where are you calling in from?
Minneapolis, actually. The
Okay.
612, always.
Could you tell us about how you started playing and singing?
Yeah, there's the professional answer and then there's the actual answer. Professionally, got decided I was going to do music for real. It's a little over 10 years now. And that was actually out of spite. I was in an acapella group and it was my senior year of college, feeling this kind of hesitation about what to do next, but I had rival acapella groups and there were people in said rival acapella groups that were like thinking about doing music like full time afterwards. And oh my God, like if I get to 45, I never gave myself the chance to like try this. So let me just give myself a chance, which again, sometimes pettiness and spite is how you fall into your purpose. I actually credit a lot of my being a musical person to low key Sound of Music, my grandma and Sound of Music. We were obsessed with that movie. I don't remember ever not singing, and singing with her specifically. And then at 2, the church that my family was in at the time, I would just be toddling over to the piano. And I still have this sounds crazy almost 30 years later, but I have this very visceral body sense of just feeling called, like it was calling me over there. So they put me in lessons a couple months shy of my 3rd birthday. And at 21, it was more of a there was partially the like out of spite part of it. This was always something that I had wanted to do, and I just thought that I couldn't, or that like I couldn't write songs, or my family is I'm a first generation American. My family's from Liberia. There were a lot of sacrifices made for me to go to the school. I was like, no, I can't throw it away. And then I kind of got to a point where, hey, if your call's your call. I realized how medicinal music has been for me in my life and how it's helped me process things. And so at the time I was, listen, I see a lot of stuff wrong with the world. My first instinct is to argue with people. I also understand that sometimes a softer touch is required. I want to contribute to the world in this way. I think that I could get my point across better with music, because at this point, I think what it actually is all the ill that I see in the world and that I want changed it's like on systemic macro levels and on micro levels, it's pain. It's a lot of pain. It's a lot of fear. It's a lot of insecurity. It's a lot of scarcity. All of these things that people are ignoring in their bodies and in their minds and in their spirits are the things that allow people to treat each other terribly and treat themselves terribly. My angle on it now is I'm not actually here to convince anybody of anything, but more so provide a container for people to shake whatever needs to be shook loose in their body. Because sound is vibration, right? And we're vibration. I really love to encourage people to sing their way loose, to dance their way loose. I'm making something that helps people process what they need to process so that they're not bleeding all over people and hurting people inadvertently. Maybe I can contribute to the healing in the world as opposed to the hurt.
What do you want people to know about you?
There's a couple things. So, like I said, I think music is medicine and I operate as such. My ethos around it is like, make this for my healing and for the healing of whoever hears it. And I have this theory that the universe is a symphony. There all of these different parts and everybody has their own part to play. Everything has its own part to play. But through conditioning, through trauma, through whatever, a lot of us internalize these messages that like we're supposed to be something else or someone else. And we do a disservice to the symphony in multiple ways. One, you're depriving the symphony of your part of it. But then also, ain't no way you're ever going to do the original better than the original. It's like I want people to heal, but part of that healing is, are you coming back to yourself? Are you coming back to your truest, most authentic self? Just shaking stagnant energy loose, but also inviting people deeper into their wholeness, because I think that ripples out to other people.
Ripple effect.
Exactly.
So the album Holding Space, I don't know how you want to answer this.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear what the inspiration was behind the album
Okay.
or song Holding Space, both.
Holding Space. Here's the thing. She was super depressed, like real depressing. In the process of making this, I was frustrated with a lot. There's a lot coming up for me, but the song Holding Space, I guess it's an homage to the fact that I did acapella in college. Just acapella sensibility is always a thing that I'm thinking about when I'm making any music. For this one, I was like, okay, I just need something. And I think I wrote that in 10 minutes. which is very fast for me. I don't think there's a single song of mine that's out that was more flippant. So it's always shocked me that it's the most popular song because I spent hours or I spent grief and tears writing this other thing and y'all are on this. It's always so confusing to me, but I think maybe that's also why it's resonated with people because I was in a very, maybe even more of a flow state than I normally am when I'm writing. Like I said, I put that album out and then plunged right back into terrible depression and got this tattoo because it was me holding this space for myself. It was hugging myself and a reminder, hold on, girl. But like that song was also kind of a catalyst too for that tattoo. It's been very interesting to watch other people respond to that song. I open almost every set with that because it's my version of an invocation. That's how I kind of call myself, call everyone in the audience, my ancestors into the space like we're doing a thing together. I'm not here to entertain you. You see how we did deep breathing and we held the space and we snapped together. You didn't come here to see me just do a show and leave. We are pouring into each other, and that's a co-creative process. And okay, now let's sing along. But it does really ground the room really well. So did I accidentally make like a magic spell, which is a feeling that I have really often? Magician. Yeah.
It flows beautifully. It brings
Thank
everybody to that grounding feeling. Your magic is weaving through that rotation on that playlist for sure.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
yeah, thank you for your art.
Well, thank you for receiving it.
What does your songwriting process look like? Is there a favorite place? Is there a routine? Paint me a picture for that.
The vast majority of the time, for one, it's usually in the middle of the night. I'm always on the hunt because there's always something inspiring happening. Most of my songs have started on guitar or piano, and I just kind of dink around until I get a progression that I like, kind of start getting a phrase that I like, and then I'll just start saying stuff. Because I very rarely start a song knowing what it's about. I'm just like, okay, I guess we're off. The melody part of it is probably the most unconscious part for me. The song is something that already exists in the cosmos. I just happen to be the person that it chose to communicate itself onto this plane. So frankly, if I was, oh, the song's coming and I don't have the time, I'm driving, for whatever reason, I can't get the song at the time, I'm also fully expecting that song might pass me by and go to somebody else. It has taken a lot of pressure off of me. I have to write the best song ever written. No, it's this exists. And I try not to judge it as it's coming through because there have been times where I wrote a song about being left at the altar. What do I know about being left at the altar? I ain't never been left at the altar. At the time, I hadn't been left at the altar. To this day, I haven't been left at the altar. I think it's a damn good song, but where did this come from? But I didn't judge it as it was coming out. The song's going a direction. I'm going to just follow it as far as I can. At this point in the game, I'm like, listen, when the spirit moves, the spirit moves.
What's the hardest part about writing a song?
One that I think is less of a thing I deal with now, but it was a big frustration for a long time, was when I got to a place in a song and couldn't figure out what was next. Writing songs has led me deeper and deeper into myself. It started off as kind of I'm writing this to tell this person because I think my friend needs to hear this, or a 4-year-old version of me needs to hear this. I feel like, I don't know if preachy is the right word, but it was very like external facing. And as I've gotten older, it's become a thing that there's a part of me on the other side of the thing that is, okay, this is what alchemy looks like. Like I took multiple someones handed me a giant bag of doo-doo and I have had to process it and now we're singing our way through it. Through the songwriting, through therapy, through a whole bunch of stuff, have learned to be present enough with whatever I'm feeling that I can write about it. It's just not going to be fun. It's just going to very much suck. But that doesn't mean the song's gonna suck. If I gotta be bawling my way through this, the song better be good.
Brave. I mean, moving forward
You.
and not stopping that channeling in that process.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I don't think I have thought about that as brave. That's crazy. But it is brave. It's vulnerable.
What or who gives you creative expression?
What or who gives me creative expression? Can you say more?
What inspires you? I mean, it sounds like you are just open to everything inspiring you. You're just paying attention to all the magic.
Yes. I have the privilege of being surrounded by a lot of people who take their own creativity very seriously. Not necessarily take themselves seriously, but they take creative power super seriously, and that's across the board. My best friends and like manager is a writer. My closest creative collaborator, he's a musician. He's annoyingly good at a lot of things. I've been extremely blessed to have people who like really believe in me, like in a way that like has forced me to believe in myself more. It causes me to stretch. I grew up being a very not outdoorsy girl. In my journey of being a professional musician, I've been around friends that are really obsessed with going outside and being like, let's go hike, let's go sit in the park, let's go sit by the river. But there are bugs, but there's dirt, but it smells like outside. Over time, though, I see the appeal. It's like expanded my vocabulary that I have to write with. Appreciating the people around me and the ways they call me to expand my worldview and expand my capacity to be odd, I think is another part of it. Simple things inspire me. Like,
what obstacles have you faced or are currently facing as an artist?
how much time you got? For one thing, the coin always. It's always the coin. Very, very wild to me how much money there is in music and how the artists are pretty much, they're not the very last, but frequently are the last to see it and to see the least of it. And that's insane to me. Streaming is kicking our butts right now. And so a challenge that I am finding myself in, how do I actually divest as much as possible from the structure of the industry and go as direct to human beings as possible? There are some very, very great tools to democratize the whole thing. There's also so much bad information. There's so much friction between kind of how it used to work and people who still are in the industry who were running things when it worked that way versus trying to parse out which advice is outdated, which newfangled tool is actually going to help me, or is it just another thing for me to waste money on, waste energy on? I am now a content creator, an editor, and not an accountant, as if I gotta be budgeting this. The amount of jobs that you have to do this and do them well. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not challenging, but I've reached this point recently where I was like, no outs, no backup plan. Like, I'm going ham on this. Something, and I'm trusting that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But this needs to become sustainable. I'm in my DMs all the time, messaging people back. I need to get people off of these like algorithmically driven platforms to something that I own, because like the mailing list, like people are like, what mailing list? Listen, the mailing list is God, but we live in a time where like people think, oh yeah, if I have enough followers, it's fine. No, girl. Such a small percentage of your followers see anything. So you want, like, you catch people when they want to follow you or whatever, you got to funnel them off of there because you don't own the platform. So that's my big thing, to get people on my mailing list. If I can't reach y'all, I'm just spinning wheels and getting frustrated. So if there's any artist listening to this and you're like, okay, what do I have to look out for? What's a cheat code? Be obsessed with your mailing list from day one. Get you a cute little QR code, print that out. I literally keep my QR code like on a lanyard in my purse. Where is it? Here we go. Because I'm like, what y'all not gonna do is not be able to grab it. Like, that's how crazy I've gotten about it.
It's the connection.
Yes. Like, if I'm out and I happen to be talking to somebody and it's like da music, here's the way. It's literally every single person. And social media has kind of pulled us away from that. Oh, this is the number of likes, it's the number of comments, it's the number of followers. Those are people. And at the end of the day, it's all connection. Like, it has to be connection. So get into your mailing list, prioritize your mailing list.
Mayyadda, what made you choose to be an artist?
What made me choose to be an artist? Besides spite, wow.
It's a heck of a choice. I mean,
it is a heck of a choice. This is going to sound very weird, even like as somebody who's been doing this for 10 years. I am still getting smacked in the face daily with how important and how powerful art is and how valuable it is to society. Economically, yes, that's one part of it. I just if you have any kind of hope for more liberation in the world, for more thriving in the world for all life, not just human beings, but the planet, the animals, the everything of which we are a part. If that's a thing you care about, you can't not care about art. I have now accepted that my role is not necessarily to be on the front lines of the thing, busting heads or whatever. I'm supposed to create something that allows for those who are on the front lines, strategizing and busting heads to have a place to renew and refresh and like come back together. That's my part. But it took me a really long time to understand I don't need to be everything. Nobody can be everything. My role, I think, is by my existence and by my creating, inviting people to dream more about what's possible. And I think my original push into this was it's easier for me to sing a song about something to people than argue with them about why Black Lives Matter. But now it's like, it's even broader than that, where yeah, that's still the point. That's still a point that needs to be made. And for someone who's actually like on the ground, boots on the ground, and like needs to be replenished, or someone who's like, I just work in an office all day, like, how can I be a part of that? I don't necessarily know how you can be a part of it, but that's not necessarily my job to figure out. That's for you to figure out. And my job is to give you a tool in the form of music to maybe help you imagine, maybe tap into your creativity more in whatever garden you happen to be in so you can bloom.
What's your favorite part about the process? Is it writing the songs? Is it performing
No.
and touring?
No. My favorite thing is doing background parts in recording. Like I said, acapella down. Because I'm just like, wee, I get to do parts. It's the part that feels just the most nerdy, I think. It's so much fun. It's the place that I feel most free in it. Yeah. And I don't have to control very much. I love performing. I absolutely love performing. I love feeling the energy of the crowd and moving the energy of the crowd. But that's a lot more harnessing something and moving it, right? That's a way more like energy expending thing. This is like, I just get to flow. It's my absolute favorite. Yeah.
You mentioned the mailing list,
Yes.
which is really awesome advice. Do you have any other advice for any creatives out there questioning this path?
Yes, I do. There are two things I want to add. Three. Thing number one, value yourself. You have to value what it is that you're doing. The unsexy side, publishing and learning about performing rights organization, your metadata, splits, and all of the admin stuff is not cute, but that's where you get your money. Don't play about that. Learn as much as you can about that early. I'm still learning, and I am sure there is money I have missed because I was not paying enough attention. Number two, value it in terms of it can be really easy to be like, something comes easy to me, or I've practiced it enough that it's like intuitive now that you forget that that's not the case for everybody else. It might be really easy for you to go off on the guitar and it's nothing for you. And because it's nothing for you, you forget that every musician can't shred like that or can't improvise like that. Those are ways that you can trade services with people. Can you mix my this? Can you sing background on my that? Whatever. Just actually like valuing the skills you have. I think the other part of that is like have people around you that also value what it is you do and value you as a human being, regardless of what you can do. Because there are going to be days that you need people to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. All of those things, I think, are my biggest bits of advice. So, yeah.
What is music to you? Or you could answer it with just one word. Music is blank. But what is music?
Medicine. Music is medicine. I'll say medicine. Wow, now she gave a one word answer.
What is your favorite sound?
What is my favorite sound?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's favorite, but it's the one that's coming to me right now. I jingle a lot. I like that I jingle a lot. I think it's really fun. And it gives me, it's just like a fun soundtrack. And the main reason why I enjoy jingling here specifically is I keep a tambourine in my office space for during meetings. If someone says something and I'm like, yes, I'll literally pull out the tambourine and shake it for them. Now, it's not always the most portable thing. So if I can't reach the tambourine in time, and I really I really love to be able to jingly express my affirmation and validation for things and people. Yeah.
The jingle.
Yep.
Is there anything you would like to say to the Radio Paradise listeners?
Well, hey girl, hey, Radio Paradise folks. Thank you for listening. I hope that the energy of catharsis and release and putting yourself back together, like literal remembrance, like remembering, is something that you feel palpably whenever you hear my voice. That is what I'm always trying to like put out into the world. And so I send you off with all the peace and all the blessings.